Welcome back to the Fit Dad Club podcast. My name is Travis Jones, and I'm here with Jason Barrett for another week and another episode to help you become the best dad that you can be. Healthiest role model of your family and for your kids. Jace, how you doing today, mate?
Doing well. I'm back into some kind of consistency with the gym. I was just saying I've been getting stronger, even though I haven't trained. Like I had 2 weeks, 3 sessions like in there that I was probably a little bit weaker and I was still gaining weight. So I was like, oh shit, maybe this isn't good. And then I came back this week and I'm stronger and I hit some PBs. So I'm like, that means my bulk is working, right? Like I'm pretty sure that means that. So yeah, I'm feeling a lot better about seeing 77 on the scales today. So yeah, I'm pumped, man. How about you?
No, I'm pretty good, man. Had a myotherapy appointment just after I did my run this morning. I'm aiming on about 80 to 90 Ks in the legs of running this week, which is good. So I need to try and keep it up around that for the next sort of 5 weeks pre-Sydney high rocks that I have going down, and doing about 3 high rock sessions on top of that. So my training is higher volume than what I would say anyone else to do. This is for a specific event, and it's not for weight loss, guys. When we're doing for weight loss, it's like 28 minutes a day. When we're doing it for a specific event, then you do specific shit, right? Yeah. So, but yeah, exactly, 100%. I'm not trying to lose weight right now. I'm trying to make sure that I don't lose muscle with the amount of running I'm doing.
And don't lose your mind.
Exactly. And a big thing is like the injuries, right? I think, I've been pretty prone to injuries in my calves. So I need to make sure I'm fueling myself both hydration-wise with electrolytes. Like I'm increasing electrolytes dramatically across my days, and just my consumption of carbohydrates and fuel, because I need to support my body so it doesn't break down. So I think, guys, everyone is on their own journey, doing their own thing. Jace, you come back from your back rehab and we're gaining some mass, and I'm about to do a doubles high rocks in 5 weeks. And, I think I've got a marathon with one of my clients. Who wants me to do a sub 320 marathon with him at the end of August. So that's going to be intense in the Barossa. So we will see how that goes. It's a flat one and I run hills, so it should be fun. But there's a big couple of months ahead with some training and some fun stuff. Today, mate, I want to talk about the 4 archetypes that we generally see coming to the Fit Dads Club, and how we navigate those archetypes with I guess, what holds them back, because everyone is unique, just like we were just talking about. So everyone who's coming into the program has a unique protocol to make sure they're getting the results. It's not, some blanket, follow this plan or this nutrition guide or this blanket training program. It needs to be specific. It needs to be specific based on your past and your unique troubles. But it does sort of fall into these kind of 4 categories. Now, these 4 archetypes, I want you to have a think about it when you're listening today, and go, maybe where do I fit? And we do have a Fit Dad report. Now, you can go to our Instagram. There's going to be a link there, and we'll send it out on our email list this week as well, where you can do the report yourself, see where you score on this report, and I'll give you some key information on what to do so you can actually become that best version of you again. So the first one, okay, so look out for that this week. Look out for the Fit Dad report. But the first one I want to talk about is the Fit Dad. It's the weekend warrior, right? Now, the weekend warrior, they'll crush the gym 1 to 2 days of the week. They eat healthy-ish, okay, during the weekdays, but then they fall off the wagon Friday to Sunday, pretty much clockwork every single week. So you're tracking Monday to Thursday, Friday rolls around, hectic week, having the beers, having some wines, having a pizza, your week, and you're like, I'll start again on Monday, right? They think effort equals progress, but their body stays stuck. So if this sounds like you could be the weekend warrior. And, with this, there's a couple of key areas, Jay, so I reckon we need to look at with the weekend warrior.
Yeah, when it comes to the weekend warrior, you think you're there, let's say 80% of the time, because that's what you focus on. And we talk about this all the time, where focus goes, energy flows, and results show. You're focused on the couple of times you went to the gym. You're focused on the one time you chose the chicken salad instead of the fried chicken burger and chips. And you're like, fuck, I'm nailing this health thing. But you're not focused on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is not 20% of your week. It's like 40% of your week.
Yeah.
And the amount that you go over, that 40%, is usually enough to undo the progress you made in the 60% the other 4 days of your week, which is like you're just constantly doing this. It's like a little mini yo-yo diet, but instead of doing it like 4 weeks on and a couple weeks off, you're doing 4 days on, 3 days off. It's a shitty roster that's not going to get you any results, right? So when it comes to the weekend warrior, the biggest thing that they need is structure. Like the biggest thing that you need to do is you've got to be intentional about your weekend, and you've got to take your Thursday and you've got to go, cool, what does the next fucking 3 days look like for me? Because this is where I fall off the wagon. People underestimate the impact that a couple of days has, because it's not just like, oh, I had an easy meal on Saturday and then I had pizza on Sunday. No, it was just 2 meals out of the whole week. Well, no, it was the rest of the bacon and eggs in the morning. It was the sitting around on the couch and watching TV and staying up late with chocolate and wine and all the other little things that creep in. So my biggest thing, and we've talked about this time and time again, is you got to be intentional on your weekend. You've got to take your Thursday and you go, cool, what does Friday, Saturday, Sunday look like? And you've got to have some kind of a fucking plan. Right? You're going in with really good intentions. This is where, like, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. You've got these great intentions, but intentions don't equal results. Intentions don't equal you getting the thing that you actually want. It's just a nice thing to say, oh, but I tried really hard in this period of time, but you've got to keep that consistent. We would rather you try less hard, but be consistent with how hard you try. Right? Rather than kill yourself in the gym 2 days so you can't fucking walk, and then by Saturday you need to sit down on the couch because your legs are so sore because let's do German volume training, let's do 10 sets of 10 squats, and then you're fucking dead, right? But it's like you want to sustain your energy and sustain your motivation and your willpower to take you through the weekend, and that comes with having some kind of a plan.
Completely agree, mate. I think the crazy thing with the weekend warriors is most weekend warriors think they're like, scoring like 80%, right? They look at the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they're maybe hitting their steps, they're doing a couple of workouts in there. They feel like they're eating well, but to be honest, they're scoring like, 40% on the Fit Dad report, purely because when you understand all the nuances with your steps, maybe you only hit them once between Friday and Sunday, maybe hit them twice between Monday and Thursday. Nutrition and how many calories you're actually eating the Friday to Sunday really blows you out, and your energy levels are lagging, which means Monday you're pretty tired and you sort of try and roll into it. So that is a key distinction. If you heard some of the stuff, that resonates with you with the weekend warrior, this is what I see all the time. And with your FIFO guys, if you're like 2 on 1 off or 2 on 2 off, you're just an extended weekend warrior at the end of the day, right? Like you might go really hard when you're on shift out at work, and then when you're off, you hit the booze a little bit hard, and you take your foot off the gas a little bit. So the weekend can be extended for those FIFO workers out there. But just have a think, okay, well, most of my guys, when I see their weekend warrior, I tend to not even overemphasize the Monday through Friday, what we need to do, but I overemphasize like, okay, what's happening this Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Let's over-plan what we're going to be doing. When we're getting our steps in, when you're going to do your workout, let's do a workout on a Saturday morning if we can. It really helps set you up for the day with, again, positive action. It's a domino effect to making sure you stick to your plan. So, where are you going out? Okay, we're going out on Saturday night to this. Okay, how many drinks we're having? What are we going to eat? Let's look at the menu. So I overemphasize the weekends with that weekend warrior so we can start to nail it, because they don't really have a problem Monday to Thursday. But if we nail that weekend and we nail a couple of weekends in a row, we start to get progress, we start to get consistency. That the next archetype that comes towards us, it's the all or nothing dad. Okay, you start strong with challenges, and you want this meal plan. Maybe you've got a bunch of meal plans you've downloaded, and you did them for 3 days. Maybe you did them for 7 days, and then you drop off when life throws you a curveball. And if anything, if you listen to a couple of episodes, Jason, like I love if anything's going to happen, one certainty in life, it's randomness, right? So when randomness happens, your kid gets sick, something happens with work, you just completely fall off the plan. Right? And all of a sudden you're like, oh, the challenge is ruined, and, there's no gray area. It's like literally all in or all out. And we can't have this if we want long-term results. And, they go so hard so early as well. It's not sustainable with the all or nothing dad. They don't make small achievements to make them feel like a winner. They try and put their foot straight on the gas, and they just burn themselves out. They fall off the plan completely. And And we don't want it. And people get stuck in this same cycle for years and years. And I talk to them all the time. Oh, I did this 8-week challenge. I lost like 15 kilos in 8 weeks. I was like, okay, now how many times have you done something like, oh, I've done that 3 times, so I can definitely lose the weight. I know what I need to do. I was like, do you? Because you keep putting on the same 15 kilos. You've lost the same 15 kilos 3 times, or the same 10 kilos 3 times. Or maybe it's the same 5 kilos 3 times. So you actually don't know what to do. I don't care about the before and after. I care about the after photo after the after, right? I want long-term success. I want a fit dad change. You want a fat dad to fit dad to fat dad. You're a fat dad to fit dad. I think this is a key thing with us. You know, we want to cut the cycle once for good. And we look at behavior and habits. And I think this is the key things with the all or nothing dad. What do you think, Jace?
The all or nothing dad struggles because they don't realize they need to make a full life change yet. And they think, all right, I've got a bit of a break, right? The kids are back at school. There's no, I've got, how long is the school term? Fuck, I've been out of school for a while. My kids aren't in there yet. What is it, like 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks?
Something like that.
Something like that. It's like 10 weeks or some shit. So it's like, I've got 10 weeks before the next school holidays and it's summer, all right? Things are convenient. Work has eased up a little bit, right? Now is the time where I can get the change. But I told all the new guys that book in with me, I'll talk to them about this. There's 3 plans, right? There's your current plan, which is no plan at all, which has got you gaining the weight, right? No plan is still a plan because you're rudderless. There's the fat loss plan that will get you losing the weight. And then there's the maintenance plan post weight loss. Yeah. You need to understand what all 3 of those plans look like. You need to understand, number 1, what got you here so you can stop doing that shit. Right? You can't just lose the weight and then go back to eating pizza and drinking beers and drinking wine and thinking, oh, I can just YOLO it. It'll be fine. Because that's the reason why you've yo-yoed back up in the past. Because you've gone all or nothing, you've gone super strict, you've gone restrictive. And some of my guys have had some amazing results recently, being a bit more flexible and being able to go, he's like, one day, because my day just got so busy, all my calories came from McDonald's. I had like a grilled chicken burger with like a chicken wrap and the fries and like a Coke Zero. And I was like, and it fit, like, because that was the only thing I ate that day. And it's like, you know what? It scratched the itch. I didn't go over my calories. It was like a once in a while thing. And I'm like, fucking exactly right. And there was no guilt afterwards. There was no, oh, I failed or I fucked this up, because the all or nothing dad tries to get things too perfect. And they think that they're being super disciplined by being so strict and having all these rules in place. But real discipline comes from you sticking to a plan over the long term, even when things aren't perfect, right? It's doing it even when it's hard and even when you don't want to. And even if it's not the best workout or the best meal or whatever in the world, you still do it. Right? Real discipline isn't throwing in the towel as soon as it's not perfect, or, as soon as there's a hiccup or a bump in the road or things get a bit stressful. Real discipline is doing it regardless, right? If it's like, I promise myself I'm going to work out today. Oh no, I'm not able to get my hour-long, 3 minutes of rest in between each exercise session. Oh fuck, I might as well not go because I woke up a bit late and my alarm didn't go off. No, I've got 20 minutes. I'm going to go for a 20-minute run. Fucking getting something in. That's the real discipline. And that's what you really need to do as an all or nothing dad. Realize that progress is better than perfection, because perfection is a myth. You can't chase it. So seeking to continually improve and make this a part of your life and an actual lifestyle change, commit to fundamentally changing some things about your life so that you can incorporate this into your life instead of doing this really unsustainable, unrealistic approach, which has you starting over again and again and again. And that might be where you fall down in the Fit Dad report. It's that you consistently start, consistently stop. So we want to start and just keep fucking going.
Normally it comes with like a lack of education around nutrition IQ as well and training IQ. So we look for quick fixes. So, being 15 kilos overweight or 20 kilos overweight, essentially it's like a gaping wound and you're trying to put a Band-Aid over it. Now, it will hold for a very short period of time, and then that Band-Aid comes off and you're bleeding out, right? And the weight comes back on. When in reality, we need to go in there. We need to be more intricate. We need to be delicate for yourself and where you're at. We need to look at, okay, where's the small habits that we can start so we can make you feel like a winner? And as you actually execute those, we start to then make them harder. So it's not all or nothing. It's all of something. I think that's such a big thing that we look with the all or nothing dad. It's not all or nothing. It's all of something. It's imperfect action beats perfect inaction every single day of the week. So I think, if this resonates with you, you don't need intensity. You need sustainability. You need small actions. You need to feel like a winner again, because that's going to breed hope. Because the all or nothing dad feels like, what's the point? Like, I can never stick. I can never make it happen. I'm destined to be overweight. they have a lot of blame and justification. So we do the score, we do the Fit Dad app, Fit Dad report, and we figure out where we're at, and we know where we want to be. The next one is the burnt out provider, and this is a big one that we sort of come into our groups. This sort of, they work so hard, right? They work long hours, 12-hour days, or they're really providing for their family, and they're doing so much for their family, but they're always exhausted. Okay, They put everyone else first, their job, their wife, their kids, and because of that, they're actually not the best version of themselves. They're like, oh, I'll sort my health out later. And this was 10 years ago. And then all of a sudden keep kicking the can down the road, and they wake up and they're like 45 years old or 47 years old, and they're like, what have I done? I've put on 20 kilos. I've neglected my health to provide for my family, and now I need to really try and reap this back. If not, the next 20 years, it's going to be tough. And we really need to try and pull this back for them. So with this, let's not sort our health out later. Let's sort our health out right now. If you are the healthiest version of you, that means you're going to have energy to play with your kids. You're going to be more mentally resilient so you can be there and be patient with your wife. It means you can be also patient with your kids. You don't have to snap at them. It means you're present instead of just constantly like half in and half out when you get home. Like I tip my hat to you, all those burnt out providers, because you're doing the two-dimensional thing, right? You're putting in the work, right? You're there, and you're actually being there with your kids, but you're not present. You're not being the best version of yourself with that. And your body is falling apart. And, this burnt out provider is becoming the new norm in society, especially for dads, right? Obviously, that's who we help. So, this is, I would say, it makes up a lot of the guys that we start with, and we need to sort of bring them back, because the last thing with the burnt out provider, again, they'll make excuses. I don't have time. I don't have this. I don't have that to be able to get it going. And when they do get it going, they feel guilty. When in reality, you shouldn't feel guilty for being the healthiest version of yourself, because you are setting the standard and being a role model for your kids, not just financial health or financial wealth, you're showing physical wealth as well. So I think this is a big thing. What do you reckon, Jace?
When it comes to this guy, like this particular kind of dad, you're right. They focus so much on, I've got to provide, I've got to do this for the kids. And, it's like you're so focused on what's going into the bucket, you could probably get better results. Not like apart from fitness, you could get better results by also looking at, well, how many holes are in the bucket that I'm filling up, right? It's like, where am I spending money? Because I'm so stressed because I'm working all these hours and I'm putting all this pressure on myself. We do have the wines or the beers to relax at the end of the week, right? And at the end of the day, and it continues to build up. We do have all of these little things that add up. And because I'm too tired, I don't get my meals made. I don't make my own meals. I go order Uber Eats, and that's an extra expense. So it's like all of the extra expenses that are made to accommodate the lifestyle of you working too hard. Whereas if you worked less hours and spent less money on stupid shit, you might get away with being able to have more time to do all those things. But regardless, you have time to eat. You're already eating. And one of the easiest ways to get more energy is dropping excess body fat, right? Getting up that a little bit earlier, going for a walk, prioritizing you and your family and your health over just the money that's coming in. Because I don't know anyone who, on their deathbed at the end of their life, went back and go, fuck, I wish I earned more money, right? Or I really wish that I spent more time at work. Right? Like, it's not true. It's every single person, every single thing is you go back and you go, I want to spend more time with my kids, especially when they're young, right? Like at the moment, Imi plays a game with me that I love. And it's just like, she just calls it the run and jump game, where I have to back off and she runs towards me. And then I basically kettlebell swing her and throw her up into the air and give her a big kiss and a cuddle, put her down. Again, I've got to keep doing that, right? It's a workout. And I never want to be able to not do that. Right? Until she's, grown and she's 60 kilos. And even then, I want to be able to put a good effort in. But the key is, what do you actually want? What is the money serving you for? Is it to give you more time, right? And is there a way for you to do that without having to kill yourself and burn yourself out by being stressed at work constantly? So you need to, first of all, prioritize and go, well, if my health is better, then I can show up at work better regardless. Maybe I could be more effective, more efficient, so I don't need to spend as many hours, because I'm not like spending the first hour just like, getting my coffee in and trying to get focused. You've got mental clarity and energy and capacity, but just more than that, it's just the most important thing you can take care of is your health and your body, because that's what's going to allow you to be the best dad possible. Right? So if you are feeling burnt out, if you're feeling like there's too much, there is stuff that you can start to do that is not spending hours in the gym and meal prepping 6 hours a night. So you have all these different things. It's like you can start to do it realistically, but first you've got to look at your overall life structure and go, where am I spending my time?
Yeah.
Is that what I want my legacy to be?
I think so. I think like a lot of the guys who are the burnt out providers, they think they have a time management issue. I don't have any time. It's like, no, man, you actually have an energy management issue. So we need to look at your energy you're putting into your body and also the energy you're putting out and also the focus of that energy. So, you know, just because you're spending time with your kids, sitting on the couch, watching TV, like, you know, we could be doing better things with our energy. That's going to lift you up. You know, is it quality time sitting with your wife, you know, scrolling your phone while you're both watching a Netflix series? Or I don't know, is there better things you could be doing that's going to wind your mind down so you can actually sleep better and be more productive the next day? So there's so many little things we can do with a burnt out provider that aren't even physical training to then start to ramp up their morning routines and their nighttime routines, so they start to, you know, get the circadian rhythms right, get their energy in the morning right. And all of a sudden, because you've got more energy, you start to eat better again. And you start to, you know, you're more disciplined at work. You're looking at, you know, getting out for a couple of walks throughout the day for 10 minutes just to keep that motion equals positive emotion. So you don't feel like a task that takes 30 minutes actually is taking you 90 minutes. I think there's some key things and key insights in there with work for that. But with these guys, we start small. We don't want to be too tired to train. Being tired isn't a weakness, guys. It's just feedback that you're overloaded with your system. We need to change a couple of things. It's like the check engine light is coming on your body. And it's like, okay, we need to check the engine. We've got a feedback loop coming in here. And we need to alter a couple of things in our body. And I tell these guys, like, you're not selfish for investing in your health. Like, that is literally strategic. You know, if you are trying to, you know, buy a house or you have some financial goals, then you will get a financial planner because you have someone who is knowledgeable, who can help execute for you. Look at the holes in the bucket, per se, and make sure you fill up those holes without just pouring more water in for no reason. And that's what you do. You're looking to be strategic and, like, filling up the holes you have in your bucket that is your health right now, and making sure that we're not trying to even like drain you further, but we're conserving energy that you actually currently have. And with that energy, we are more strategic and we start losing weight, which, you know, if you're losing 20 kilos and you're losing 20% of your body weight, trust me, you aren't a burnt out provider anymore. Like, you're an energetic fit dad, which leads us into the last dad, which is the disciplined dad. And we actually work with a couple of these as well. Now, the disciplined dad, when we look at it, they track their food, they can be consistent, they've done it in the past as well, they have a bit of a routine, but they still hit plateaus. And they're not sure exactly what to do with these plateaus. They want to level up. They want to go the 2.0 version of themselves. So they might only have like 5 or 10 kilos to lose, and they just really want to push through this last bit of the plateau to become the fit dad. And they're future focused. They can see the version of them 12 months from now that they want to be for their kids and for themselves. But they know that, you know, it's not large, broad strokes that they need to change. It's more of the finessing. It's like, what does calorie cycling mean? Do I do carb cycling? What type of programming is best for me? What are the nuances that I need to do to break through this plateau to actually get to the best version of myself? And I think, you know, you are one of these people that we've talked about today, guys. But what do you think about the disciplined dad, Jace?
I think the disciplined dad is like, you're on your way. You know the basics, right? You've got most of the foundational stuff down, and then it's just about refinement, right? Like, I have a couple of these dads in the program. They're doing really well. They have the macro picture done. They know about their protein intake. They're eating relatively well. It's just the minor details of the strategy that are tripping them up, whether it's how much and how often they should be training, when they should be deloading, right? What their goals need to be. If they're looking to gain muscle mass, it's obviously a different picture than if you're just trying to shed those last couple of kilos off and get to that really, you know, ab lean look, if that's what your goal is. But the disciplined dad is doing, like, they're doing most things right. It's just about that refinement. And it's one of those things that, yeah, you can figure it out with trial and error. Like, over time, you can like test this little thing and that little thing, and oh, does this work or does that work? Or maybe I need to do a little bit higher protein or lower carb or this and that. And you can do all that, but it's a lot easier to have someone just tell you, hey, here's a couple of the key things that you can start to do to level up and improve yourself. And, you know, in the report, we do have a couple of contingencies for that, for if you are at that level, right? What are the little minor things that might start to make a difference once it's like, you know, cool, you're hitting your protein, you're hitting your calories, you know what those levels should be. Awesome. How do we refine that?
I completely agree, mate. And I think a lot of the times the disciplined dad, I look at some of my guys, it's like they even start making non-weight loss, fat loss, muscle gain related goals. Like it is like the high rocks, or it is the marathon, or it is the Spartan race, or it is something like that. And that, again, they've lost, they could even be at their goal, but they need to continue to refine, how do I train like this? Or how should I fuel for this event? And we sort of coach them through that. So I think, the discipline dad's proven they can show up, and now it's all about refinement there. And it's the difference between being just fit and being athletic. I think that's a good one. It's in the details, right? So that is, guys, do the Fit Dad report, figure out which dad you are, and you have to be honest with this report. And every dad listening, it falls into one of these 4 camps. I want you to leave the ego at the door. I want you to do the quiz. And if you can stay stuck in one of these movements, or you can move from one to another. You really can. I've been in probably all the camps at one part of my life. So I want you to go, which camp am I in? And you do the report, and then you create a plan on how to get out of being stuck in that archetype and actually becoming a fit dad, to be that role model for your kids. So take the quiz, go to our Instagram, check your email. It's going to be coming out later this week. And click on the link, do the quiz. It takes a couple of minutes. You'll find out exactly what type you are. You'll get a bit of a breakdown, where you're strong, where you're weak, where you're slipping, what to do next. So it is scary accurate, guys. But that's all I want to talk about today is our 4 archetypes, how we see them, where you fit, and what to do to make sure you get to becoming a fit dad. That's it from me. Have a great week, guys. Jace.
Peace out.
See you guys. Talk to you next week.
Let us.